Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a small fruit with a massive history, the longan. Now, it might look pretty humble, but as we're about to see, it's considered a total powerhouse in traditional wellness, especially for tackling some very modern problems.
So let's start with this really powerful line from the famous Ming Dynasty herbalist Li Shizhen. We all know its cousin, the lychee, right? It's delicious, it's a delicacy, but what Li Shizhen is saying here is, hold on, if you want real, deep nourishment, if you want to actually strengthen your body, Longan is where it's at.
And this isn't just about eating the fresh fruit. We're really talking about its dried form, which is called Yuan. Its nickname, fortune fruit, tells you everything you need to know about how highly it's regarded. It was seen as way more balanced than the hotter lychee, which basically means lychee could create a little too much heat or inflammation in the body. Yuan, on the other hand, was seen as a true cornerstone of wellness.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to explore how this ancient food can help with super modern problems, everything from brain fog to total burnout. We'll look at boosting your brain, soothing stress, and warming your body from the inside out. We'll also cover when you need to be a little cautious. And then, we're going to end with this wild, mind-bending story about consciousness itself.
First up, let's talk about something I think we all want more of, mental clarity. We're going to look at how Longan was traditionally used to help sharpen the mind and get that focus back.
You know that feeling, right? That mental fatigue when you've got a huge deadline or a big exam and your brain just feels fuzzy. Well, this is a super common struggle, but traditional wisdom has a really simple, natural approach to it.
See, according to the old texts, Longan doesn't just target your brain by itself, it supports the whole system. It's said to strengthen the spleen, and when they say spleen, they're not just talking about the organ. Think of it as your entire digestive engine, your ability to pull nutrients from food. So by nourishing the body this way, it lengthens intelligence and calms the heart-mind, and we'll definitely circle back to that idea later.
And here's just how easy this can be to bring into your life. A warm bowl of this Yuan chestnut congee for breakfast is a classic way to support focus all day long. Honestly, think of it as the perfect brain fuel before a huge meeting or a study session.
All right, let's move on to a topic that, let's be honest, we all know way too well. Stress, burnout, and those sleepless nights that just seem to come with the territory.
Okay, this is so interesting. There's this traditional concept called sub-health. It perfectly describes that gray area where you're not technically sick, but you're definitely not well. You're just constantly tired, stressed out, feeling a bit off. It's what we'd probably call burnout or chronic stress today, and it's where so many of us live.
For anyone who feels stuck in that sub-health state, here's a really simple evening ritual. The idea is to just slowly chew about 20 grams of dried longan before you go to bed. It's said to help calm that racing mind, nourish the body, and just gradually get you back on track.
Now, in more serious cases, we're talking deep, chronic insomnia or anxiety that comes from just completely overworking yourself. A doctor might prescribe a complex herbal formula called gui pai tong. It's designed to really nourish the body on a deep level. But, and this is a big but, this is not a DIY thing. This has to be prescribed by a professional.
But you can make a really simple, gentle version at home. This Fu Yuan tea is just perfect for unwinding. It's especially good for counteracting the effects of what the Chinese call aoye, which is that habit of staying up way too late, which just drains our core energy.
And that idea of drained energy leads us perfectly into our next topic, Longan's amazing ability to bring warmth and vitality back into the body and just create this sense of internal harmony.
So who is this really for? Well, its gentle, warming nature makes it great for anyone who's just always cold. You know, maybe you work in a freezing office, or you just have poor circulation. It's also traditionally a go-to for women recovering postpartum and for the elderly who are looking to rebuild some of that energy. Here is a classic and honestly delicious recipe, Guion fried egg. The combination of that savory egg with the sweet longan and that nutty sesame oil is just fantastic. It's a deeply nourishing dish that's incredibly simple to make. And for a weekend meal that the whole family can enjoy, you have to try this Guion chicken soup. The combination of the chicken, ginger, goji berries, and longan creates this powerful soup that's amazing for boosting immunity and building up your strength.
Okay, so we've talked about all these wonderful benefits, but this is really important. It's all about balance. While longan is an amazing food, its warming nature means it's not for everyone all the time.
Because it's a warming food, you really want to avoid it if your body is already showing signs of what's called excess heat.
So think symptoms like inflammation, a sore throat, maybe a fever. It's like adding fuel to a fire. It's also something that's traditionally used with caution during pregnancy, and you definitely want to skip it when you're fighting off a cold.
And finally, let's get into this absolutely fascinating story. It reveals a really profound traditional understanding of where our consciousness, our self, actually resides. This gets right to the heart of why they say Longan calms the heart and mind.
So the story starts with this legendary physician named Ben Cao, who came across two men who had these opposite but perfectly complementary problems. The first guy, patient A, had a strong will but weak action. So picture a brilliant strategist, a master planner, who could never actually get anything done. And the second man? The exact opposite, weak will, strong action. He was a powerhouse of execution, but he couldn't plan to save his life.
So Ben Cao proposes this completely radical solution. He's going to swap their hearts. After the surgery, something incredible happens. The planner, who is now in the doer's body, goes straight to the doer's home because he recognizes the family as his own. And the doer does the same thing. Their memories, their identities, their entire essence, it all moved with the physical heart.
Now, this ancient story really gets to the core of a huge concept in traditional medicine. When the old texts talk about nourishing the heart to calm the mind, they're not just talking about the muscle that pumps blood. They're talking about the heart-mind, the true seat of our consciousness, our memory, and our thoughts.
And all of this brings us to one final, thought-provoking question. It's not just about the mechanics of the body, but about the purpose of our lives. So I'll leave you with this to think about. If you were given a chance to extend your life, what's the one essential task that you would feel absolutely compelled to complete?